Come on. Welcome back. Hey, welcome back. It's a new season. Hey, it's a new season. Hey, y'all like the new intro?
How long have you been practicing that? Be real.
I literally just made it up off the top of my head. I literally just made it up off the top of my head. But
Oh, I don't believe it.
ooh, hey, it is a new season, though, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? We are back. We are back. Back in the trap. We are the Culture Cast for the culture, by the culture. We do it for the culture. And if you're not down with the culture, we just can't help you. Bringing you everything you need to know in the world of professional wrestling and other ish. It is a brand new season of the Culture Cast 2023. We are back. We have been busy, but we got a schedule for 2023. It's going to be so dope. We're super excited to bring you guys everything that you need to know in professional wrestling and other ish. And there's going to be a huge emphasis on other ish because there's a lot happening. We got to talk about it. I'm the O that you should know. I am joined by a man known all across the world, my brother worldwide, Ray. What is happening, my dude?
Taking over like those cops took over that lady cop.
And that's how we're starting. That is how we're starting, ladies and gentlemen.
For the street.
Hashtag she was going, but we're going to move on. God bless her heart and God bless her ministry. Speaking of which, shout out to our homegirl from the 618, Britt to the knee, the media maven queen herself. What's going on, Britt?
What's going on, y'all? Nothing much. Still trying to take over repping the 618, as always.
And that's on what? That's on period. All right. You guys see it at the bottom. Make sure you guys follow us all over social media. Twitter, we're at CultureCastPod_. Shout out Britt to the knee. She holds it down for us with the live tweets. And also follow us on IG, CultureCastPod. You see a lot of highlights, random stories. Also, you're going to get a lot more content coming soon on IG, so be on the lookout for that. And who knows, you might even see it on our individual TikToks. If you click the link in any of those bios, you'll see a link for merchandise. All merchandise sales are donated to independent wrestling. So that is from buying merch, that is sponsoring wrestlers, or just covering matches itself or donated programs. All merch sales go to independent wrestling. So we're super excited about that. And man, guys, it's a brand new season. Hey, a brand new season. Who's ready, man? What's going on, man? Brand new season, man. How we feeling?
You done? Feeling good.
New season, same vibes. That's what we own. That's
right,
what we own.
because we're gonna probably hear this every time we record now, so it's all good.
That's why I said that he was lying when he said he didn't practice that.
He definitely
No.
practiced.
I
You definitely were in the mirror practicing that.
Look. I'm just talking. Like I literally worked hard on that 30 seconds ago. Okay, literally 30 seconds ago. I promise you. Okay, that's all.
I mean, after he showered, he wears like a velvet blue robe. He probably combing out his beard, and then he all of a sudden looks in the mirror like brand new. It's one of those robes where it's like a little open right here, so he's just.
You know, it's like the Wiz. Can't you feel a brand new season? Can't you feel a brand new season? Now that was off the top of the head. Now that was a bar. Thank you so much.
I'll give you that one.
Okay, everybody look around. It's a brand new season of the Culture Cast. Everybody look around. Like, come on. That
Your
was
energy
dope.
at this time of the night. Let me get a little bit of that.
You know, I got Ray's perfect response. Okay, this is what Ray when I
Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
That was Ray's automatic response when he just saw me dance, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Russell Westbrook. Once again, man, it's a brand new season of the Culture Cast. And as you see, we got some brand new toys, man. You see what we work with. Anyways. Super excited, man. But hey, let's cut the small talk and let's get straight to one of the highest rated Raws in years. This past week. Of course, this episode, guys, we're going to talk about the Royal Rumble. We got our predictions, and that's going to be super dope. We're going to pay our respects, and we're also going to talk a few things happening later on throughout this season. But first and foremost, let's pay our respects right away. So I'm going to turn it over to Ray and let you take it from there.
And just put the spotlight on me like that. Well, as we all know, a few days ago, us in the wrestling community suffered a huge loss. We're talking about the passing of Jay Briscoe. Like every message that I've read, like everything's the same. Even I relate to it, like him being like the most, real person at shows, like before and after shows. He'll go like to each person, like, "What's up? Like, how you doing? How's your family?" Like, think about all the wrestling shows that he works at, like per year, and the fact that like if he comes back somewhere and he's reminded, like if someone was expecting a baby, like the fact that he'll remember that from that show, let's say that's like in January, and let's say he returns like in November. So within all those shows, like once he runs into her, he'll ask her like, "Hey, how's the baby?" And it's like that was Jay. Like he was the person that everyone looked up to because he showed them like the proper way to be a professional wrestler in this industry.
And I could just definitely pay my respects. I wasn't I knew the name, but I wasn't too familiar with a lot of the work of the Briscoe brothers, and the work that they did in Ring of Honor. But watching, the recent matches they had with FTR, and just watching just the great kind words that was shared by wrestlers from multiple promotions about them, I pray for the family. I pray for all those affected, man. Definitely want to pay our respects over here with the Culture Cast.
Most definitely. I was actually trying to watch AEW on mute on my television, but my Amazon remote's being the ass right now, so there's just a loading screen. But as we're recording this tonight, it's the main event. Jay's brother Mark Briscoe will be facing Jay Lethal.
That's gonna be emotional. Like I can only imagine, like, what's going through his mind and like his thought process as soon as he steps out there. Like I can only imagine like losing a brother and then, going out there to work and pay homage to him. Like I just pray for him because I can only imagine like what he's dealing with. But for him to, do this, what he's doing tonight for the main event, that takes a lot. So I commend him for that.
Definitely kudos and prayers once again, because that's going to be tough. And definitely just more power to Jay Lethal and Mark for main eventing. And, you might see some reactions as we record if we're watching it. So just be mindful of that. So definitely, once again, our prayers to the Briscoe family, to Jay, and we got you. All right. With that being said, let's talk about Raw 30. Let's talk about Raw 30, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is the Culture Cast for the Culture by the Culture. Go ahead, Ray.
Speaking of that, we have to give our props and our flowers to WWE for mentioning and sending their respects to Jay Briscoe on TV, especially on NXT. Like the minute it happened, like they got rid of a segment and everything just for Booker T and everyone to pay their respects.
No doubt. And you love to see it with the direction that WWE's moved forward since, I don't want to say post Vince because he's still the chairman, but post shakeup. You've seen a lot more, red tape being cut that has allowed the bonds of wrestling to unite everyone. And this is why we watch wrestling. I think a lot of the times wrestling, you get that tribalism tag when really the wrestlers are all friends with each other. It's just unfortunately that the communities become split and you got to be one way or the other. And it's sad that unfortunate events like this one puts everything into perspective. So hopefully, we can, you can only hope. It's going to be tough. I'm a realist. It's going to be tough to remove tribes because people are going to like what they like. But hopefully, once again, this is a reminder, that, hey, we all enjoy, to quote our homie Trey, if you love wrestling and I love wrestling, then we love wrestling. And hopefully going forward in 2023, we'll all continue to do that. Indeed. Now, let's talk about Raw 30. First of all, shout out to Raw 30. Triple X, Raw Triple X, the Vin Diesel version.
Vin Diesel family.
Hey, for family. When I saw that promotion, the first song I thought about was that I lose all control when you grab a hoe and you do. Because the song Lick was in that Triple X movie. Lick. Ooh, lick. You have lock and key every part of me. Come on, come on. Anyways, Raw 30. This is once again Ray's reaction, ladies and gentlemen. If you did not know, this is what it is.
What? Bro, what are you talking about,
Definitely.
Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
That's not the name of the episode, but that might be the name of the episode going forward in the rest of the cycle. But no, Raw 30, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to the ratings. They really did it, man. They really invested. That first hour was commercial free, and that first hour, which is going to be our first real major talking point of the episode, was the trial of Sami Zayn. I want to go to Britt first because Britt is probably one of the biggest tribal chief fans that I know. You know, we all support Roman. He is our tribal chief. But this amazing long-term program, this long-term storytelling, you know, it's the best thing in wrestling currently right now, no matter the promotion. And it's just been dope to see. And they hit this out the ballpark. So I'm going to turn it over to Britt, and then we'll jump in from there.
Yeah, I'm actually, now that we've seen it, I'm super glad that they asked the acknowledgement ceremony. From top to bottom, we literally didn't know what to expect as far as this ordeal, but I went in knowing that it was going to add another layer. And kudos to everybody who played their part. You know, Paul acting like he was a DA on Law and Order, to Solo standing there being the enforcer, and then what put it all together was Sami and Jay. So Sami literally pretty much said, I really don't have nothing to say. I mean, you got the evidence. I don't know what to say. It's there in black and white. And then here come Roman. He like, you ain't got nothing to say? All right, Solo, get the strap, do the work. And then as soon as he's ready to do it, here comes Jay. Like, wait a minute, hold on. Pause. Let's rewind this. Y'all trying to get him out the group? Let's show y'all what he has done for the group. And what's funny is, as you know, I watched faithfully, and I didn't even think of all the time Sami literally came through for them. I didn't think of none of that. So I'm like, you know what? Point made, valid point. Sami still has his right to be in the bloodline. Jay saved him, but I still feel like that little Oscar-worthy performance from Jay is going to bite him in the back. It's going to bite him. I think Sami is still the master manipulator. Because at first I was thinking Jay was probably going to be the person to like blow this whole thing up. But now I'm still leaning towards Sami. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, you have the Elimination Chamber coming up, which is going to be in Canada. And of course, Kevin Owens and Sami, you know, from Canada. So I still feel like Sami is still playing a wonderful job at being a mastermind, because now that he's still in and we know that he's in, he's going to still implode it. But overall, like I said, that was a beautiful 30-minute segment. Yeah, I get, you know, something happened later on down in the show where stuff got cut, stuff got fixed and edited, but I have no complaints about that, the trial. Like, none at all. It was perfect. Beautiful top to bottom. I don't know how many views it got on YouTube so far, but nevertheless, I don't see anything topping that. No time soon. It was beautiful.
I think they cut it up on YouTube. They couldn't put the whole thing. So it's kind of hard to see like the, you know, I'm always big on checking like YouTube views and things of that nature. Like overall, and I'm just looking at YouTube as I talk right now. So Ray, feel free to jump in. As I scroll on YouTube and I go to any part of the trial, like for example, and we'll talk about some other moments, but The first part of the trial has approximately right now 1.5, and that is when Jay stood up for Sammy.
Okay.
So 1.5 million. That's a 3-minute and 8-second video. 1.5 million. In terms of trending, I didn't check to see what was trending or not, but the top 5 trending videos according to it, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it most likely trended, so you never know. So that was dope. I think that entire it was so magnificent to me. That was the best. I don't want to say the best segment, but that was probably one of the best segments since the Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho.
Oh, the Festival of Friends.
The Festival of Friendship. That had to be probably one of the best in terms of overall segments since then. I'm trying to think of other segments off the top of my head that really just stood out like that. Like, you know, normally you lean towards those wedding segments, but none of them really super hit like the Festival of Friendship.
When was the last time we was emotionally invested? Like, Sam was literally acting like, I'm like, is he crying? Like, is he getting ready to cry? Like, it definitely had me. It was good.
There was a Daniel Bryan versus Bray Wyatt, and we'll get to Bray Wyatt in the steel cage match when he left the Wyatt family. He really unleashed himself as Daniel Bryan again. And when I say that was probably one of the best, say what you want about when Yeselmania, you know, took over Raw, or you know, that was cool, but to me that wasn't really the moment. The moment was like the few years after that when the slow yeses, and I felt the yes. Like I rarely like do the yeses when I'm watching it back then, but I was saying it. I'm like, yes. Yeah, he had the crowd in the palm of his hands. But no, back to the show. From start to finish, Sammy is playing this role. I have no idea who's going to turn, and I think
It's
that's
so
the
hard
beautiful.
to say.
It was predictable, and you know, it's okay to be predictable. I say this all the time here. It's okay to be predictable, but right now, I have no idea what's going to happen, because this is such a pivotal decision for WWE. And I'm turning to you, Ray. This is such a pivotal decision because Roman's been the champion damn near for 2 years, just about. And this Sammy play, Sammy as a face, we saw it when he was in NXT when he went against Neville. Sammy as a face has a lot of draw potential, and you've seen his work. So if you go the route of pushing Sammy to face Roman, you have a win-win. But then you also have Cody coming back. If you go the route of Sammy and KO reuniting and going against the Usos, does it still have the same payoff rather compared to Sammy and Roman? So, Ray, what do you think about that? Because to me, that's the next decision, and that's going to be the biggest decision that Trips has to make.
First, I'm going to start off by saying, like, about that segment, Roman, he did his thing like the boss that he is. Solo did his thing. You know, he's the enforcer. You know, he's there to, you know, do what he's paid for. Jay, like he's that real homie that'll look into you, like he said, like when he hated him, like Sammy was still trying to prove himself, and like you said, that's what family do. But Paul, he a op. Like what was that nickname he gave him? Like he gave him nicknames, hugging him, and all that just for him to turn on him like that. Like I think it's
called beauty.
It has something to do with Paul. Is what
I still like.
If
you're right.
If something happened, it might have to do with Paul Heyman. And has anyone else thought that since Jay protected Sammy, that could bring back like some animosity between main event Jay and Roman?
Yeah, because I mean, you saw how he stared at Jay right when he was going to walk out the ring. So I can see that.
Like one of those things where he, you know, makes him say that he's the chief, just like that very what we were talking about. When's the last time we were emotionally invested? Like that match where Jimmy was like, yo, this blood, and Roman was crying and everything. Then all of a sudden he did his move on Jimmy. I think that was the last time a lot of people were really emotionally invested, like where people were.
That's a good point. That's
about to cry.
And that was pandemic wrestling. That was Thunderdome. I was I definitely was invested in that set. That's a good point.
And I definitely
Especially
think
when Jimmy ran in and was like, "Yo, we blood, we family."
Mhm. I think the term whenever this implode, I think it's going to be just as emotional, if not more emotional than that segment back with Jimmy. Like folks will probably be shedding thug tears. Like I got a feeling it's gonna be like that.
Like they were using real names and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely
Like,
going
this
to be
Joshua.
I know that is his name.
It's going to be a moment, man. And like I said, and as going back to that, the next moment is, what are you going to do? Are you going to have Sammy go over? Are you going to go with Cody Luther King, who was ridiculously over at the same time? Are you going to split the belts with Roman and go back to 2 belts? Are you going to just keep 1 belt? There's a lot of decisions that need to happen.
I came up with like a crazy wild prediction earlier today.
Let's hear it.
About the Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all saw like the leaks of the chair design of Sammy being on the poster.
What leak? I don't look at dirt sheets.
Oh no, it's like the chair art. It's the poster.
Did y'all catch my callback? I don't look at dirt sheets.
I mean, it really wasn't a dirt sheet.
I know.
It's like sweet.
I know. I don't
I'm just saying though.
Yeah, I was saying that
I saw
on there because he's going to be in the match. In the match, it'll be like for the title, and he's going to be in there with Roman. And I said to rewind, I think Sammy's going to do something that's going to piss off Roman at the Royal Rumble. But Roman will still win, but it'll be with some controversy, like everyone else would step in. So Elimination Chamber would be like Sammy's like final chance to prove himself to Roman. And all Roman says is like, "Yo, you're the first one to start the match. You take out everyone for me, and you lay down for me, like lay down for your tribal chief." And he said, like, if he does that, that's when Sammy will officially become Sammy Uso.
I like that.
The fact
like
that's
good.
Hey, we're gonna drop this episode, and when you guys, I'm just saying, we might have to come back and cut this. And if it happens, you heard it here first at the Culture Cast. For the culture, by the culture, we do it for the culture. And if you're not down with the culture, we just can't help you, bringing you everything you need to know in the world of professional wrestling and other ish. Speaking of Raw, you got more.
Predicted like the participant. I was just saying the participants in it for it to work. So I was thinking like, all right, people that has like some beef with Roman, but also like some people that had beef with them. So I was thinking it was going to be Roman, Sammy, Edge, Sheamus, Finn, and Karrion Kross.
I would throw Drew in there over Karrion. I would throw Drew in there.
I was thinking Drew, but also I threw in a Karrion Kross because remember when Karrion returned, he kept saying like, "Roman, your time's coming, TikTok." So this could be like Elimination Chamber could be him saying like, "All right, your time's up," like the clock's winding down.
It'd be good for him. He does need that additional push once he gets out of the Mysterio program, because of course we all know the Mysterio program is going to lead to Rey and Dominic in some type of maybe tag match, because I doubt Rey wants to hit his son. I really doubt that. I really doubt he wants to fight his son. So it's going to lead to some type of match for Mania. That's how I envision it. So I can see Karrion Kross after the Mysterio program moving on to that. He needs that. I still like Drew because, Drew is a draw. Drew adds that build.
I think for that, I was thinking Drew, but I was like, well, he got too many chances. But then I was thinking, like, what if it was like Drew versus Sheamus for that spot? And that could be like their banger match. They shake hands, do like the match that we'll be talking about for a minute. End of the match, they hug and Drew put Sheamus over so he can get like that big face power going into it as well.
Banger after banger.
Yeah,
What were some other things that you guys enjoyed about Raw 30? To me, I love the I really wished for the cage match it could have happened, but because of time. But Triple H, I mean, hey, Gunther is Himothy, okay? Walter, Gunther, whatever you want to call him, he is Himothy. We haven't seen the Intercontinental title elevated in this status, dare I say, since Cody Rhodes when he brought back the Intercontinental title. Maybe no Seth. I think Seth had a good run as the IC title.
Yeah.
Seth had a really good run. But yeah, man, Gunther's giving you match after banger. He's giving you pretty consistent promo. I'm not saying he's the best promo in the world, but it's a consistent promo to what his character is. And when Triple H looked at him, I'm like, hey, yo, Trip, even if you were in shape and you were healthy and in your prime, I don't know if you want them problems with the big dog. He's Timothy, okay? Gunther is Timothy. And he's doing everything. And I don't care who he faces at Mania. It's going to be a banger. I can't wait. So that was another thing. What was some other things that you guys liked about Raw?
God damn it. Jay Lethal's coming
I
out
know. Jesus. I ain't gonna be able to watch this. I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Mm-hmm. And this is what happens when we record live.
Oh, I may have to turn that. I can't.
This when we record live, ladies and gentlemen. That's like I knew this was going to happen. Because it's on my phone and I just turned it off. I'm like, nope, I'm not about to do this.
I can't. I don't think I'll be able to do it.
I'm not about to do this. So let's get to this
You
next.
could tell he tried. You could tell he tried to hold it in on the stage to like be that heel, but he was like, "Nah, I can't."
Yeah.
Nope. We're gonna let's keep pushing through. So, Britt, what's some other things that you liked about Raw 30?
For me, one of the funniest things was, Triple H finally taking a joke at being over creative when they was doing that DX segment. I said, finally a joke about being the boss of creative. It was perfect. It slid right through. Like it was perfect. What else did I like from last night? Brock, duh. Brock came back.
Wait, which one? Wait, Brock Purdy. Shout out to the Niners. Or, by the way, side note before you continue, Brock Purdy from Iowa State. I said this back in 2021. I said he is him. Watch out for him. He was one of my sleeper quarterbacks. I said this on the Facebook group. And when he got with my homeboy, Jimmy G, as you guys know, you see the shirt. Jimmy's the homie. I'm always going to support him. But I said, be careful because they're not going to lose a beat. I've been a Brock Purdy fan since 2021, Mr. Irrelevant. We'll see what happens next week. But anyways, continue.
I kind of figured something along that line was going to happen because when they did the backstage interview with Bobby, he could put too much emphasis on Brock. I'm like, why are we bringing up Brock again? This should be water under the bridge. You should be moved on from that, but you brought him up again. So, okay, so maybe Brock is coming back soon. Didn't think it was going to be Monday, but nevertheless, Brock showed up, and Brock is still getting pops, Cowboy Brock. So that was a favorite moment. Bray and Undertaker. The whole thing was perfect, the whole segment, but it was just something special about the moment that Bray and Undertaker had. We'll probably never know what Undertaker said to Bray, but I could tell just by his response that it was something that meant a lot to Bray. So that was definitely a dope moment.
What you think about that, Ray?
Hey, that DX segment was dope, especially when Kurt Angle was trying to, get in with them. And they basically told him, like, hold on now, player. Like, you got too much dip on your chip. Get back.
Kurt. Shout out to the outsiders. Kurt. Man, so Raw 30 was dope, man. And there was a lot happening with Raw 30. There's also a lot happening in the independent scene, man. Worldwide Ray, man, you were at a Warrior, man. And low key, man, we had some moments at Warrior, man. Talk about it.
Oh yeah, Vikingo, that's GOAT right now.
For our viewers listening, man.
Shout out to little homie that just ran past. like I wasn't gonna beat that.
I tried to block my little nephew running around, but yeah, they was like,
hey, remember those funny like Zoom like videos that they had from like the kids that were like in school and like the mom was just randomly walk past, they just like, and then all of a sudden they have like that shocked look on their face when they realized that the kid was in school.
Hey, I don't miss it. I don't want to miss it. And child, what a time. Okay. But you were there at Warrior. So talk about that Warrior experience, man. It looked like it was a dope little card and it was very engaging.
Oh yeah, you already know about Warrior. Like all the shows there are lit. Great card, great matches. I will say there are some possible candidates for match of the year in there. There are some people that got the attention that they deserved there. Shout out to Eli Knight with his big match with Christopher Daniels, and he got the recognition he deserves. But yeah, like overall, great Warrior show like always.
And shout out to We Love Wrestling. I saw that there's a new video out with before and after the match with Eli Knight, so make sure you guys definitely check that out at our Midwest Melanin Mafia family. Also, shout out to Know the Ropes. I know they got a new episode out. Shout out to Down for the Count, and then also shout out to our adjacent cousins. Your favorite Marks. In their new episode that was out as well. So shout out to the Midwest Melanin Mafia. But you guys know why we're here. You know what's happening on Saturday. It's everyone's favorite. You can have your WrestleMania. You can have your Survivor Series. You can have your Money in the Bank. But I need my Royal Rumble. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the Royal Rumble. Your mama's favorite pay-per-view, my favorite pay-per-view, and probably your grandma's favorite pay-per-view too. The Royal Rumble here at the Culture Cast. Let's talk about it.
Real quick, are y'all expecting like a spectacular show because this is the first Rumble under Triple H as creative?
That's a great question.
I would say probably, especially since they're keeping everything like low key right now, and we only have like a handful of people who are confirmed for the Rumble. Because remember, around this time last year, that's when they announced the whole like entire women's roster and everything, and that's when we got like the merger of Mickie James coming in, and some of the people returning. So I like that we don't know what's going to go down in the Rumble. Like everyone's just saying, like whenever someone talks to someone backstage, they're just like, "Oh, we're going to have surprises." Like that's the only response. And especially with all of these rumors going around, like that surprise could be anything.
You love to see that because for the first time in a long time, they're keeping it close to the vest.
Yeah.
I guess I don't look at dirt sheets like that, to be honest with you, but sometimes things do come across my timeline and I'm like, oh, this is happening. Like this is happening. You can't help but not to look at it, especially myself being from the anime community. If you see it, it's a personal decision by then, and sometimes you gotta look. That's a great point, Brian. We can go to the car. We can go to some car predictions. First off, we have the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. We got Bray Wyatt's first match back since he's returned versus the best promo in the game right now, LA Knight. Yeah. Talk about this program. Talk about this match.
I'm starting to catch on to that. That's starting to catch on to me.
I love it.
Especially just the way he says it. Like, it gets you, like, wild up to say it.
Yeah. Okay. LA Knights is, if you want to watch wrestling, and you might not be the tallest, you might not be the most athletic, you got to have one thing. You got to be able to promo. And ladies and gentlemen, not just a promo, you got to effectively be able to tell a story to make me engage to tune into this match. I'm not a fan of those crazy, wild fantasy matches, but I do like Bray Wyatt's character. I'm not trying to dismiss that. But why am I watching this match? Because I want to see LA Knight get slapped. Okay. I want to see LA Knight get destroyed. I want to see what happens. And that's what a good heel is supposed to do. And that's what an amazing promo is supposed to do. I was never engaged. I want to drink Mountain Dew, and I don't even drink pop anymore. Okay. I haven't drank pop in forever, probably going on 3 years now. But LA Knight, yeah. I want to go get a pitch black Mountain Dew. I'm probably gonna throw it away, but LA Knight, because of you, I'm gonna purchase a pitch black Mountain Dew. Yeah. But what do y'all think about this match?
Quick thing. Do you think, if done right, LA Knights, could get as close to being as big as Stone Cold's what? Or like Kurt Angle's You Suck?
I think so.
Yeah, it's slowly catching on. You saw with the Raw 30 crowd is a Raw 30 crowd, so you know that's going to be a crowd with a lot of smart marks that know everything. But like if you watch the other shows on SmackDown, you're starting to see it slowly catch on, and he hasn't been overly Like he's like it's like
Like
this.
he lets the crowd say it, but then he'll like
Mhm.
randomly say it, which will make the crowd say it even louder.
Like to me right now, his is on the level of hell yeah, like a redneck woman. But we wanted to get to the level. We wanted to get to the level of the Usher. Yeah. So if it can get to the right now it's on redneck woman. And redneck woman is a good hell yeah, but without the hell. So it's
You
at
are a
that
walking karaoke machine.
okay. It's at that right now.
You know he got his he got his jeans hanging in the rafters at the Trap Karaoke Hall of Fame down the street.
I mean, I am in the Hall of Fame of Trap Karaoke, but yeah. So right now,
It's
LA
just
Night,
they're just hanging like this, They're a little stiff because they put that Niagara starch on it and they ironed it up.
Gunther is him and I am he. Okay, Gunther is him and I am he. And what is Razor's?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Not at all. There's nothing to trip about because when you are you can talk about the levels of LA Knight, Rebel Wilson currently, Gretchen Wilson, I apologize, and where he needs to be. We got to get to the Usher, and if it ever gets to that, you got something. You got something, Ray. You got something, okay? And then the next level above the is give me a hell yeah, Stone Cold. It's never gonna reach that. That's like the pinnacle. Shout out to AEW. But
I
go
think
ahead,
since it's pitch black, I'm just wondering, like what are we gonna expect? Like, is the crowd gonna be in? Like, is the crowd gonna have like flashlights, or is it gonna be in the ring? Or I have no idea what to expect, which is why I'm 100% looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking.
Well, get off mute. You're a professional at this.
I'm talking on mute. Predictions. I think we're all pretty sure we're going with Bray because this is his first match back. I think we're all in agreement going with Bray, but LA Knight, hey, let's go. Shout out to those commercials too. Next up, we got Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE, versus Alexa. I don't know if I'm spooky, but I'm blissful. Bliss.
I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure either. Okay, clearly, with what Alexa is. Shout out to the Alexa as we talk about Alexa.
That was great. That was good.
This is just a chopping episode. I got Bianca. I think we're building towards Bianca, and I'll say who once we get to our women's Rumble pick. But in a good match, and Alexa's done well. Once again, talking about promos, Alexa is a great promo. She's done a great job. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about Alexa Bliss. And so I'm going with Bianca. What about you, Ray?
I'm going with Bianca, but this is where long-term storybooking happens. Because remember a few weeks ago when, like, was it Alexa that beat up Bianca and Montez had to come out to like help her?
With the gas, yeah.
And remember during that tag match, like Montez still looked a bit off. Like I feel that Bianca will win, but Alexa will do something to keep like Montez distracted or possessed. So, she'll still be closer to Bianca, like no matter where she goes.
I like that.
We're gonna call you.
You did it again.
And I was pressing unmute that time. I have no idea why that happened, but I said we're gonna call you Nostradamus going forward. Like if these come to fruition,
You messed it up because you're supposed to be a professional here.
Hey, it's new season premiere. Britt, Alexa, Bianca, who you rolling with?
It's Bianca. I feel like we are still on this Bianca Super Center run, so I don't see her losing the title anytime soon. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Bianca.
Bianca Belair. And now we are getting ready to talk about the Women's Royal Rumble match. Okay, so this leads to my prediction. I see Bianca beating Alexa. You have two options. Option A is out of the ballpark. Naomi returns and Naomi wins the Rumble. That's just a fever pitch dream, though. Option B is what we really want to see. We've been wanting to see it since NXT. I need to see Mommy. I need to see Rhea Ripley win the Women's Royal Rumble so we can start the program of Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley at Mania. I doubt they're going to combine the. I would love to see Bianca versus Charlotte if you combine the belts, but I doubt they're going to do that. So I need to see. That'll be option 3 if they're combining the belts. But I need to see Bianca versus Rhea on the big stage, the grandest stage of them all, and see them tear down the house as the future of the division, the Austin and Rock of the women's division. You know, so I'm going with Rhea Ripley at Judgment Day. Shout out to Mommy. Britt, what about you? Women's Royal Rumble, thoughts, predictions?
So Rhea is my pick, but I do think the wild card is Naomi coming back and winning. And I feel like she will shoot her shot at Charlotte because, of course, her last match, dope match before she walked out was against Charlotte, and she lost. So getting her lick back, the storyline is already there. So, but I definitely think I do agree. Okay, yeah. If we're going back to NXT and just them interacting when they did, I definitely think it's gonna be Rhea that's gonna win. Now, I do want Bianca versus Charlotte, but I don't know how that'll happen. Like you said, unless they unify the belts or it's champion versus champion. But that kind of defeats the purpose of having the Women's Royal Rumble. So we may have to put that on ice until one of them or both lose the titles, and then just go for Rhea to win, and then she shoot a shot at Bianca.
Okay, Ray. Predictions, thoughts on the Women's Rumble?
Quick question. Right now, currently, who's gone to look for something that they left behind prior to them signing to WWE?
That'll be Mercedes Moné. No.
Mm-mm.
No. Do tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Asuka.
Oh,
She's currently in Japan looking for something that she forgot. And remember the last time we seen Asuka on television, something was off about her, right?
It was. Yeah.
And all right, think about that. And let's take a trip down memory lane. Who won the Royal Rumble in the past and beat Asuka to give her her first ever loss in WWE?
Charlotte.
All right. And who's champion right now?
Charlotte. You know what?
So you put 2 and 2 together, that could be a revenge tour for Asuka, or kind of like the first thing she's doing when she comes back is get the person that led her first down this downhill.
Ooh, Ray Stradamus, you cooking?
And you know what?
Cooking?
I predicted that Asuka would come back, and she's coming back as heel. I'm talking about old school heel. I mean, it worked. I wouldn't be opposed to that either. In fact, Asuka, especially with, I don't like Charlotte as a babyface, but heel Asuka versus this babyface Charlotte, that actually sounds like a blockbuster.
It's
So I'm
literally
into that.
the roles reversed, because remember it was face Asuka versus heel Charlotte
It sure
at
was.
WrestleMania. And that's when Asuka started going like downhill, because that was her first loss in WWE. So it's
Ooh.
only fitting that she's coming back, and that's what she wants, like that revenge that's been on her mind.
And you know what? SmackDown has not had a notable match. a notable marquee match at WrestleMania. I actually wouldn't mind that. If it's not Bianca versus Charlotte or Naomi versus Charlotte, I'm definitely down for Asuka versus Charlotte. Because we've been saying Asuka needs to jump over to SmackDown for a while. So yeah, I'm here for that. I like that.
I just watched Mark's entrance right now, so I just looked down and I felt
And
felt I just felt an emotion.
in
So
the
that's why I
air
was
right
like,
now.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's
I'm watching it
emotional.
live. There's not a dry eye on stage right now.
Yeah, that is And the only reason I'm not crying because I'm in front of the camera, but that's emotional.
yeah. Don't got much time left, so let's get to before we get to the men's rumble. We got to talk about Roman and KO. Is this where Sammy turns? Is because Roman doesn't want to see Sammy until Saturday. We're gonna find out what his final mission is, and his loyalty is being the honorary Uce. We got KO, who's right now in his bag as the prize fighter. He's intimidating. He's a force. Of course, I'm picking the tribal chief. But what do you guys want from this match?
I want the same level of extreme they gave us when we was back in the Thunderdome era. Of course, adding another layer to the Bloodline story. We still don't know what Sammy's test is going to be. We don't know if it's going to be involving this match, even though I would assume so, because I still got a feeling the shenanigans will take place during this match, but I'm expecting literally the same amount of intensity that like they did at the Thunderdome Royal Rumble. Roman winning, but Kevin is still walking out looking just as strong as Roman.
Bet. Race Damas.
Yeah, for me, I could see, Roman's going to win, but like the thing I think Sammy's going to do is he's going to do something where he hesitates, like one of Roman's orders, but then like, I don't know, either like Solo or someone actually does what Roman like says, like Roman would be tired of asking Sammy to do it and him like, like being hesitative with it. So Roman to get in the, like Thanos, like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's got to bring balance to it. Somebody's got to bring balance, man. Somebody has to bring balance. And speaking of balance, man, that brings us up to our final match of the night, the men's Royal Rumble. There's only one thing I need to see, ladies and gentlemen, and that is our king, our savior, the man who will heal the entire country. Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Luther King is making his return to the Royal Rumble. There's only one other person that can get me more hyped than Cody Luther King, and I know it's not going to happen, and that'll be a healthy Big E, but I know Big E isn't healthy, but I want to wish that he continues to get healthy. But Cody Luther King, come on, something Cody wrote, something Cody wrote. However you want to sing that song, I need him to be at least in the final four, and I need him. What's that Cody mean? Okay. I need him to win the Rumble and then get on the microphone and be like, okay.
The night after.
I need him to be like, I need it, Cody.
The fact that he recreated that when he showed up on Raw, that was funny.
I can imagine the promo segments between, once again, talk about a promo, the promos between the Tribal Chief and Cody, or just when he gets back into the ring and Seth's there, because their chemistry is just beautiful.
Yeah.
So I'm predicting Cody, but outside of that, I want not as many like surprise entries in the Rumble this year. I will love, because they have a talented roster.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people I want to see. I want to see potentially maybe one or two NXT folks. Give me a Braun Breaker so I can hear the response on the main roster just to see it. But give me Carmelo, because when Melo shoot, he don't miss. So those would probably be my two folks I want to see from NXT. I would love to see, I know she's probably not ready going back to the Women's Rumble. I would love to see Ava Raine, The Rock's daughter. just to get it. I know she's not ready.
Man,
Just
it's
give me.
way too early.
I
No.
know. I know.
I don't
just,
want. I'm sorry. No,
just for the
disrespect
pop.
to him,
Just for the
but
pop. Just for the pop. Just for
I
the
don't
pop.
want her to waste a spot.
I know.
That
Just
sounds
for,
so bad. But
just for the pop. Just for the pop. Just for the pop. But no, men's rumble. I know Chris Masters has been pushing on Twitter, so that'd be dope to see him in the Master Lock and see him and Lashley had a moment. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah. Anybody, feel free to take it away. Who do you guys got for predictions or surprises?
okay, so
I really don't know.
you know what? I don't, and unfortunately, as much as I guess it depends on whether or not they decide to split the titles, because I'm torn between Cody and Seth. The storyline for Seth is already there. Like, Seth lost his Mania moment because he got hurt. Back, what was that, Mania? Was that back in 2016? Somewhere along there. But anyway, there's a case for both of them, but long-term storytelling, I'm leaning more towards Seth. You know, taking the L after L after L, you know, finding his way through this while still continuing to lose, just lost again. And, you know, I'm pretty sure, and there's some real life frustration that Roman is in this spot because he wanted to be in this spot. You know, and I can see the storyline going like, I never had to, I was never forced. I never had to be forced to turn heel, to do this, that, and the other, yada, yada, yada. It's just already storytelling right there between two people who was once in a group together. You can tie that in back to Royal Rumble last year. So I'm torn between both of them. It's either going to be Cody or Seth, one of those. But like I said, it depends on whether or not they decide to split the titles, because you have the Elimination Chamber. So how does that work?
It's a good point. It's a good point.
So, yeah, I don't know. It just all depends on what they do with that, but it's either going to be Cody or Seth. That's why I can't choose between either one of those.
Ray, bring us home.
I actually don't know who I want to predict to win the Rumble, because like there's so many opportunities for multiple people. Like you said, like there's a story behind Rollins winning it. There's a story behind Cody winning it. There's a story even behind Bobby winning it. There's a story behind Austin Theory winning it. Hell, if Brock goes in there, there's a story behind him winning it. Like you could name at least 15 people that you could say, all right, there's a story behind them winning the Rumble. But I am excited to see what are the surprises. I'm ready to see what will be the crowd reaction to Cody coming in. So, yeah, I'm just ready for the Rumble in general.
Shout out to my anime homie Lavelle for watching live on YouTube right now. He calls me Garp from One Piece, who is Luffy's father, Luffy's grandfather, who's swole and shit like that. So shout out to Lavelle. Shout out to the Straw Hats on Clubhouse. We talk about One Piece every Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. 3 p.m. Central time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'm only on it for Anime Talk, and that's every Friday when we talk about One Piece. So shout out to the gang, all my Nakama over there. Shout out to the Baratier boys, my content creators, my content creation family on the anime side. Thank you, Lavelle. Appreciate that, brother.
I know y'all mentioned we're not too big on like surprises, but because literally there's enough people on the roster that can fill the 30-man Rumble. But I mean, this is the Royal Rumble, so it's gonna be somebody. I still feel like they gave us Cody's announcement because they have something that could possibly overshadow Cody coming back. And keep in mind, there's a surprise. There's a press conference afterwards. So I still feel like this surprise is gonna lead to them being at the press conference. I don't know, but I just still feel like we knew Cody was coming back. But had there not been anything else in place, they would have just waited to just have him show up at the Rumble. So I still feel like somebody is coming. I don't know who, but I still feel like there's a surprise coming in the men's Rumble. I don't know about the women.
I don't want to hear The Rock. I don't want to see The Rock. I would love The Rock. It's not
definitely not The Rock.
It's not The Rock. Yeah, no, it's not The Rock. Everybody, it's not The Rock. Okay.
What's wrong with DJ Lil Wayne?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
And just like that,
People
we
are
are
so torn on. People are so torn on Dwayne coming back.
no.
Right.
I'm all for it. We're talking about. I mean, Mania is already sold out. But if you
Yeah.
put the Rock out there, you're gonna increase your pay-per-view buy. So I'm a capitalist. I'm all for the Rock. I just don't want to. I just like Cody Rhodes and Sammy currently their program. If this program with Sami Zayn and Cody wasn't so strong, I would say any time of the day, give me the Rock. But with these, it's rare. And once again, to cap us off, you mentioned it, Ray and Britt. You mentioned it. There's so many tie-ins right now, and with Trips in charge of creative, those tie-ins will actually start to come to fruition. I feel like. In the new age of WWE, no offense, Vince is a genius. Vince did his thing, and Vince knows more about wrestling than I'll ever know in my life. Okay, but he will not acknowledge the tie-ins that Trips is able to do and will do going forward, and bring a lot of the tie-ins. There's a lot of those NXT tie-ins that we all know about, but the way he's unveiling these stories on WWE mainstream roster, like when Ciampa was tied up with The Miz, people didn't like that. I loved it. Who knows how to work a main roster crowd? The Miz.
Yeah.
Who's better? And we all love Ciampa, and I see the reunion coming with Johnny Gargano once he's healthy down the road. Getting them on the main roster and getting them together, and then once that split happens on the main roster, once again, long-term storytelling is going to be the key going into 2023. It's going to be a dope season. And it's going to be a dope Royal Rumble. And we hope that you guys watching this episode will be out probably tomorrow.
Oh, wait, real quick. So I will be representing Culture Cast at the Royal Rumble. I am going. So, of course, I'll be live tweeting, all that fun stuff, live reactions, all that good stuff.
And maybe you can still get that media pass and get to that press conference?
I'm trying, y'all. I've done so much research. I'll talk about that offline, but yeah, I'm trying.
No doubt, man. Ray, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Hey, it's going to be a good Rumble. I'm ready for it. We're all ready for it. Just turn up. Let's get ready.
And always remember, man, sugar don't go on grits. We are the Culture Cast, for the culture, by the culture. We do it for the culture. And if you're not down with the culture, we just can't help you. Follow us on social media, Culture Cast Pod on Twitter. Culture Cast Pod _ on Twitter, and then Culture Cast Pod on IG. It's a brand new season. Can't you feel a brand new season? Can't you feel a brand new season? Normally I ended it and Ray says something. But that's perfect. Ray is speechless. Ray Stradamus had nothing. He didn't see that one coming, ladies and gentlemen. We're the Culture Cast. We're out of here.
Why?